If you want to lock down your opponents and play elite defense in just 20 minutes, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to share the exact defensive tips that have helped thousands of players just like you win more games. I've tested these strategies against some of the toughest competition online, and they've proven themselves time and time again. So let's dive in. If defense feels impossible this year, you're not crazy. But this two-man pass rush trick lets you pressure the QB and keep 9 defenders in pass coverage, so you can actually start getting consistent stops with more picks and sacks. Now for the two-man pass rush trick, what you want to do is be in a formation with a 4-down lineman set. Something like nickel over, maybe 4-2-5 over G, anything with 4 down linemen. Now I'll be in the formation nickel over for this video, and I'm just going to select cover 3 match here. And once you're in the play, you want to identify what side you want to send the two-man pass rush on. Normally, I like sending the two-man pass rush on the side of the QB's throwing arm because it'll be tougher for them to roll out. So in this case, Caleb Williams is a righty, so I'll be sending the pass rush on the right side. So now that I've identified that we're going to blitz on the right side, next what we're going to do is zone out the 2 defensive linemen on the left side. To do this, I'm going to double tap left on the D-pad, then I'm going to press the DN's icon, then I'll put him in a vert hook, but you can put him in any zone that you want. And to put that vert hook on him, I just went down with the left stick. Then I'm going to QB spy the D tackle, and the way I do that is double tapping left on the D-pad, pressing the D tackle's icon, which in that case it is Y, and then going left with the right stick. And now you see that we have a 2-man pass rush on the right side. These adjustments with the 2-man pass rush on the same side will allow the DN to be on a one-on-one with the tackle. This allows the end to quickly shed with 9 defenders in coverage, including the spy, playing absolute lockdown defense on the back end. Now it's also worth noting you want your best pass rushers on the edges because those are the guys who will be able to shed the quickest when running this 2-man pass rush. Now what you're going to see people do online when you're sending this 2-man pass rush is the QB will roll out to the left, but when that happens, all you have to do is click the right stick in, and the QB spy will run after the QB, and he will get sacked. He's going to run right into the QB spy because we're sending him by clicking the right stick in. The 2-man pass rush is nasty when you do it right, but what can make it unfair is the coverage behind it, using suffocating hybrid defense that combines match, man, and zone. I'll show you exactly how I run it against the most spammed meta formation online, Bunch X Nasty. Now once again, I recommend being in a 4-down lineman set for the 2-man pass rush, but we also want to be in a formation with the play cover 4 quarters. I'll also have the coverage shell on cover 4 for consistency, and then in the coaching adjustments, we want auto flip on. We want to go all the way down to our zone drops and be sure these are on default. And then we also want our safety depth to be on close and safety width to be on pinch. And then we're going to pick cover 4 quarters. Now once you're in the play, this is what it should look like. And for the adjustments, what we're going to do is man up the safety on the bunch side to the middle bunch wide receiver. The way we do that is by double tapping wire triangle, pressing our safety's icon, going up with the right stick, and then pressing the wide receiver's icon, which in this case is RB. The second adjustment is to pass commit to the inside by pressing RB or R1, and then left with the left stick. This is going to help our man up bag anything to the inside like crossers or posts. Then we're going to identify the running back side, and we're going to put the D end on that side on a flat by double tapping left on the D-pad, and then pressing the DN's icon, and then going to the left with the left stick to put him in a flat. Then we're going to put a QB spy on the D tackle on that side by double tapping left on the D-pad, pressing the D tackle's icon, and then going left with the right stick. Now your job is to user the 3-rec hook, and you're going to user the tight end wherever he goes. So for example, a super common play is spacing switch, where they put the middle wide receiver on a crosser, the tight end on a drag, the outside wide receiver on a return, and then the solo wide receiver on a slot fade. And you're going to see that this play is completely bad because we are going to follow the tight end on this drag and then work our way up to the middle of the field because he's going to be running into our whole defense because we have a flat over there, and that 2-man rush comes in like you see right there. So in the instant replay, you're going to see that our man up is bagging the crosser. You're also going to see that we are bagging the drag by the tight end, and because he's running into our flat and our quarter flat, we can then work our way up to also help with the crosser. You're also going to see that the return route is going to be bagged by the quarter flat, and everything is destroyed in this play. And the other thing too, let's say that return route does beat this defender. We have a QB spy in the middle of the field, so if he throws that underneath, our QB spy is going to be right there to make a play. And then with our 2-man pass rush technique, we get that one-on-one with the edge rusher, and our edge rusher is able to quickly shed, and the quarterback is sacked. Another very popular play in Gun Bunch X Nasty is motion cross post. And what people love to do is put the solo wide receiver on a streak, drag the tight end, and then put the middle bunch wide receiver on a post. In our setup, the same exact setup completely bags this play. So when the offense snaps the ball, remember, we're going to be on the tight end. And right here, if he runs a drag, we're going to run with the drag, and then we can work our way up the field to guard anything deep because we have a flat on that side of the drag, and our pass rush once again comes in, only sending 2 people because we get that one-on-one with the edge rusher. Now, the one thing people love to throw is this running back slide route. So if you're getting killed by this running back slide route in motion cross post, we have a very good answer for it. So to guard that slide route by the running back, all we're going to do is flip where we put the D end on a flat. So instead of putting the flat on the running back side like I have here, we're going to send the 2-man pass rush on the left side, and now we're going to send the D end on a flat on the opposite side of the running back. So we're going to put the D end on the right side on a flat by double tapping left on the D-pad, pressing his icon, and then going left with the left stick. Then we're going to put the QB spy on the D tackle next to that player by double tapping left on the D-pad, pressing that player's icon, and then going left with the right stick. And then we can just do the normal adjustments where we man up the safety to the middle bunch wide receiver and route commit to the inside. Then you're going to see once we snap the ball that the flat will guard this slide route much better, and it's going to be really tough to get out there and get to the perimeter. Custom zone stemming is one of the most overpowered defensive tools in the game. It lets you change your zone's depth on the fly so you can lock down the best route combos. So to custom stem defenders, first we need to identify what player we want to custom stem. So let's say we want to custom stem the hook curl on the linebacker on the left side. So the way we do that is going to double tap right on the D-pad, we're going to press that linebacker's icon, then we're going to hold LB or L1, and then we can either move the left stick all the way up to move it up, or all the way down to move it down, or we can use the D-pad to decrease it or increase it in 5-yard increments. So I'm using the D-pad up here and it's going in 5-yard increments, or down to decrease it in 5-yard increments. So when should you use custom zone stemming in an actual game? Well, let's say that you're getting beat by post crossers, kind of like in the deep middle of the field, and you're just running a normal cover 3 shaded down. Well, you're going to see that the post here is going to get open in the middle of the field just like this, and you're just like, well, how do I stop that other than kind of like usering it? What you can do is custom stem one of your hook curls up 1 or 2 notches with the D-pad. So what I'm going to do here is stem up this hook curl 1 time with the D-pad by pressing the D-pad right 2 times. Then I'm going to press that linebacker's icon. Then I'm going to hold LB or L1 and press the D-pad up 1 time. Now that hook curl went up 5 yards. Then we can just use this hook curl right here. And you're going to see that this post is now going to be guarded by that hook curl. You're going to see that he's just going to be right there to make a play, and if that was an accurate ball, he is right there to possibly get an interception. So we'll do this again here. Again, we have this hook curl stemmed up 1 time with the D-pad, and you're going to see that this post is going to be right there in the middle of the field, and you literally just can't throw that. The middle of the field is guarded right there. Now, the other thing that you could do is also switch stick to this hook curl to run with the post yourself. So if you see that a post is going to the middle of the field, you can switch stick to this play right here and run with him the whole way to the sidelines, and that way you have more user control to guard the post. And all I did to switch stick there is flick the right stick in that player's direction. RPO read Y flat is one of the most annoying RPOs in the entire game, but here's an easy way to shut it down consistently. So this is RPO read Y flat, and if you've played any games online, you've probably ran into it before. And a lot of people have issues guarding it, and most of the time people will just let this running or this tight end flat go by, and you're gonna get, 15 yards gashed on you every time with this simple little pass. Now to guard this, we're gonna go to our coaching adjustments, and you want auto flip to always be on. Then you're gonna go down to RPO read key, and you're gonna put this on conservative, and you're gonna put RPO pass key on conservative. Then you're gonna go to safety depth and put this on close and safety width on pinch. Now for the formation, I recommend being in a 4 down lineman set with a slot corner, but you can do this in a bunch of different formations. But for this, I'm gonna be a nickel over. And you also want to pick a play with a slot cornerback that's on a flat. So for example, we could go to cover 3 match, we could go to cover 3 cloud, we could even go to cover 4. But right here, I will just go to cover 3 match. Now in the play, what we're gonna do is shade underneath by pressing Y or triangle and then down on the right stick to convert the purples to hard flats. You need a hard flat on your slot corner to guard this. Then what you're gonna see in the RPO read Y flat is the pass key is on the safety. What we need is the pass key to be on the slot corner because pass keys will never get blocked. That is the key to defending this RPO. So all we have to do here is move the flat more to the inside like this, and now he is the pass key. And the pass key, once again, won't get blocked. And now you're going to see that the pass key is going to be right there to make a play on the pass because he won't get blocked. And as an example, I just want to show you, you see right here that the hard flat is not the pass key, and that hard flat is now going to get blocked, and he's going to be able to throw this to the tight end and get easy yards. Whereas when we had the slot corner on the pass key, he will guard it every single time. The most common shotgun runs you'll see is inside zone, and if you don't know how to defend it, you'll get gashed. So I'm going to show you a simple adjustment that blows it up and turns it into a loss of yards. Now to do this gap shoot trick, you need a 4 down lineman set. Right here, I'm in the formation nickel 3-3 over. Now as you're going to see, the offense is in an inside zone, and what we're going to do here is pinch our D-line by pressing left on the D-pad and down on the D-pad. Then we're going to slant outside by pressing left on the D-pad and up on the right stick. Then we're going to user the linebacker that's on the running back side and stand pretty much 4 to 5 yards back right over this A gap. Then I'm going to lock in my user by going up with the D-pad, and now I can pretty much just move the left stick all the way down and my player is not going to move. So directly at the snap, my player is going to instantly start running. So when they snap the ball, we're going to have this A gap right here and we can shoot the gap for minimal yards or a loss of yards. Now against inside zones, you're going to see that this A gap right here just opens up, especially if you stand at the right spot, that 4 yards back right over the A gap. You're going to be able to shoot this gap just like this and hit the running back in the backfield. So now we're in an inside zone run play from a different formation. This is trips tight end, and the same adjustments work. We're going to pinch the D-line. We're then going to slant outside. We're going to user the linebacker, stand over the A gap 4 to 5 yards back. Then we're going to lock in our user by pressing up on the D-pad. Then at the snap, we're going to be able to shoot this A gap and hit the running back in the backfield just like that. Games are won and lost in the red zone, so having a shutdown red zone defense is a must. What I'm about to show you will get you way more stops here and straight up win you games. Now for this defense, you want auto flip on, option read key on conservative, option pitch key on aggressive, RPO read key on conservative, RPO pass key on conservative. Then you're going to go down to the curl flat zone drops, and you're going to put this on the distance your opponent is away from the end zone plus 5 yards. So if they're at the 5-yard line, put your curl flats at 10 yards. If they're at the 1-yard line, put them at 5 yards. The rest of the zone drops can be on default. Then you're going to go down to safety width and put this on pinch and safety depth on close. Now for this defense, I once again recommend being in a 4 down lineman set like I'm in with nickel 2-4. Then what we're going to do is change the coverage shell by flicking the right stick left or right until we get to cover 4. Then we're going to go ahead and pick Tampa 2. Now for your first adjustment, what we're going to do is shade underneath by pressing wire triangle and then down on the right stick. Then we're going to pinch our D-line by pressing left on the D-pad and down on the D-pad. Then we're going to slant outside by pressing left on the D-pad and up on the right stick. Then we're going to QB spy one of the D tackles. In this instance, I'm going to put a QB spy on the left D tackle because I'm going to have that 2-man pass rush on the right side. Lastly, all we're going to do is put both safeties in curl flats by double tapping wire triangle, pressing one of the safeties icons, and then going to the right with the left stick. Then we're just going to put the other safety in a curl flat as well. Now what we're going to do is user the mid read, and we are literally just going to lurk the middle of the field just like this. And our QB spy right here is actually going to work as not only a QB spy, but he's going to be our defender for the middle underneath. Now this defense is great between the 1 and 10 yard line, but when you're over the 10 yard line, this defense could give up the seams, but you could definitely still run it past the 10, but it's just great between the 1 and 10. Now what people love to do on offense in the red zone is use a flat and zig concept with maybe a drag and backside dig, just like you see here. But this coverage completely bags it. You're going to see at the snap of the ball, everything is going to be bagged here. We're guarding the middle of the field, the dig is bagged, and our pass rush comes in. So in the instant replay, you're going to see that the drag is guarded and even runs into the QB spy. As the user, we're guarding quick this zig, and then we're going to work our way up to the dig, and then this out is guarded, and on top of that, this running back flat is guarded as well, and the flat zone is guarding the drag late as well. So literally everything is bagged here in this defense. Another thing people love to do is run corner routes, and you're going to see that the curl flats we have here that's on 10 yards, we have them on 10-yard zone drops because our opponent is at the 5-yard line. They completely bag corner routes. You're going to see on both sides, you literally cannot throw these corners because the curl flats are right there to bag them. Now, what if our opponent wants to run the ball? Well, that's totally fine because our setup here on defense is literally set for us to shoot the gap. So we can literally just with our user line up in the A gap around 4 to 5 yards back, and we can shoot the gap against the shotgun run, and just like this, we shoot them in the backfield. If you keep giving up one-play touchdowns, this tip shuts those down and forces your opponent to earn every yard. So right here we have our classic cover 3 bomb with a comeback to pull deep outside thirds down, a streak to pull middle deep thirds away from the post, and then that post that runs across the field. You're going to see that we have a cover 3 on defense. And this play right here is one of the best cover 3 bombs literally of all time. You're just going to get an easy cover 3 bomb right there, and we're going to be out for almost a one-play touchdown. So if you keep getting beat on plays like this, the number one thing you can do is put a deep half on that side. So you can put a deep half on that outside corner by double tapping wire triangle, pressing that outside corner's icon, and then flicking right with the right stick, and now he's in a deep half. And that deep half won't get pulled down by comebacks, curls, corners. It just won't get pulled down like deep outside third. So you're going to see with this same setup, now that deep half is going to guard that post no matter what. We cannot throw this because that deep half is going to be right there to cut it off. You also have another way you can do this. So let's go to the play call screen, and we're going to put the covered shell in our formation on cover 4 by flicking the right stick left or right until it gets to cover 4. And then I'm going to go down to a cover 3 sky like we did before. Then we're going to go to double post, and we're going to set up the offensive play. Here's the offensive play. And on defense now, we're in a cover 3. I'm going to shade underneath. And now we still need that deep half, but instead of putting the outside corner on a deep half, we're going to put the safety on a deep half. The way we do that is double tapping wire triangle, pressing the safety's icon, and then going up with the left stick, and then we're going to put the outside corner in a flat. So now we're kind of playing a cover 3 cloud. So now the safety is going to be able to play the one-play touchdown because he's on a deep half. You're just not going to be able to throw this for a one-play touchdown because the safety is going to be right there to cut it off and potentially get a pick. Now this blitz is something most people don't know about, and it gets insane pressure with only 4 rushers. The play is Will Buck 3 press in the formation 3-4 odd. For the coaching adjustments, we want auto flip on, then we want safety depth on close and safety width on pinch. Then in 3-4 odd, you can leave the shell on default. Now for the adjustments, what we're going to do is spread the D line by pressing left on the D-pad and then up on the D-pad. Then we're going to zone out the D tackle opposite of the blitz. Now you can either zone him out or you can put him on a QB spot. The way we do that is double tapping left on the D-pad, pressing that player's icon, and then doing whatever coverage adjustment that you want. Then we're going to individually back off the outside corner that's pressed by pressing wire triangle, pressing A or X, then pressing that player's icon, and then going up with the right stick, and now he's going to be backed off. I like him backed off so he doesn't get beat off the ball. And then an optional adjustment is to shade underneath by pressing wire triangle and down on the right stick to convert the purples to hard flats. And then what you're going to see is that this blitzing linebacker is going to come in completely free for an easy sack of the quarterback just like this. You're also going to see that it can work to the other side as well. So it works on both sides. You're going to see we have the offense set up, we have the defense set up, and you're going to see that this player will come in completely free just like that. Now that you've got the best lockdown tips in Madden 26, it's time to put them in action with a scheme. Check out this defense I posted that's already helping a ton of people get more wins and stops.